School, the Pittsburgh Steelers come back into town to play the LCAA All-Star team. All three of you guys are part of that. Marcus, you didn't suit up for what known reason.
He was a big part of it.
But he was a big part of it.
He was a big part of it.
Are you guys? How do you guys feel about this? Are you excited? Are you waiting for the rematch? You're not going to pull an Anthony Smith on us and guarantee something. You know.
I think he's excited. Let's let him start off on that one.
Since I didn't get to play last year in it, and it was a choice of mine to do so because of how crappy my hometown Browns, my home away from home, the Browns were doing, I didn't feel like being involved in that game because it was worthless.
A bigger part of it than you think.
You know, but and yeah, I was.
Everybody that represented the LCAA that night was there.
You were the cover boy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and that was a big thing for me too. You know, the kids came up like, have your autograph? That was real nice. I got a kick out of that. Really, it was big time. You know. You know,
yeah,
but I had kids at the school asking about that. So, yeah, it was real great in that aspect. And that was the best thing about it to me. Because, honestly, I'm excited to play in this game because the Browns did good this year. And the Steelers did what they usually do. You know, not usually, I guess, according to their standards. But they won. And us winning a lot of games this year was something big. So, I'm excited about it. I'm willing to get in there. And, you know, just like last year, I said I got a big kick out of it, you know, with the kids. And, you know, knowing that it was a different outcome with the Browns last year. I feel energized this year, you know, go up against the Steelers, you know. I'm you know, do something on a quota, I can't even remember the kid's name because I really don't pay too much attention to the Steelers since I'm a Browns fan. But the guy who guaranteed to win against the Patriots,
Anthony Smith.
I hope you see this website because I guarantee to win against you guys.
Wow.
Especially if I'm playing. But so there it is in a nutshell. I'm excited. You know, it's at McDonald High School. No sad faces when it's done. McDonald's on me, whatever. Since we at McDonald's High School, and you know.
McDonald's High School.
Yeah.
So you're actually going to attempt to suit up for this game?
Yeah, if my body is willing.
If your body's willing.
If my body can stay.
If you didn't ask if we're willing to let him play. We didn't even ask.
Well, so you know what? I'll speak next then. Okay. See, because if it does boil down to it. He guaranteed to win if he plays in the game. That means if I need to coach it and give him a spot for mine, guaranteed I will do it. Marcus Williams can have my spot in that game if there's not a roster spot open.
I don't go out that much on a limb.
But this is like the Rudy here.
Oh no, it's not a Rudy. You can't compare Marcus to Rudy, man. That's you can.
I'll take it. I'll take it how I get it. I'll take it how I get it.
But no, I mean that's. The game coming up, honestly, I think is going to be a great game. I think we need to be prepared for them, though, because, you know, they came out, they tried to embarrass us last year, and, you know, we wound up, you know, coming back and winning the game, and they may be a little upset about that, you know.
I'll give you an insight that the guy, you know, he does probably 60 of these games a year in the 4 months. Remembered exactly who we were and who I was and what I represented.
Oh yeah,
that's great. That's fantastic.
So that tells you, here you go, guys. All right, that's anybody
fantastic.
watching, anybody involved in this, okay?
LCAA,
realize this. That means the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't just sending anybody out this game. They're going to try to win this game from the start. They're going to plan ahead. We may get better quality players out. Not saying that the ones that were there didn't play. They came out and handed it to us for a while. But they're going to be out there ready to win and play that game. So it's going to be an interesting game this year.
And I think most importantly, I think we're going to get a lot more of their better football stars. You know, like last year, they're like, well, who's there? Who's Jerome Harrison? Well, ask who Jerome Harrison is this year.
James Harrison.
James Harrison. Whatever. Jerome Harrison.
I remember who James
Straight
Harrison is.
from a Browns fan.
The man is huge.
The one who pushed me
doesn't matter.
The one who pushed me down because I boxed him out. Yeah.
High five.
No homo.
No homo.
I heard that. I heard it in his voice. Okay.
Yeah, that was a.
Oh yeah. That was a game moment.
I'm gonna hand that over to Tim. I got it.
And these are coming from Steeler fans. So who's the homo?
Steelers is the name of the game right there. Steel.
Okay. Do I get to speak on the game now?
Yes, I just need the
table to me. Okay, the floor is me. Okay. You know what? I'm looking forward to the Steelers game. Okay. And as Marcus was talking about, you know, he didn't feel he was part of the game, okay? I can remember a couple times during the game looking over and seeing Marcus sitting on the sidelines and knowing he was part of this whole entity that we call the LCAA
I was
league,
excited.
and it made me feel
I
comfortable.
was glad for my
So
team.
he's a real big part of this. So
Well, I heard
not
Mark
just
coaching me a little bit
players.
during the game.
Yes,
from where he
yeah,
was at.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So not just everybody on the floor is part of the LCAA. It's everybody that there's there supporting the LCAA.
Everyone that was there, yeah.
Yes. So he was just a big part of the victory as everybody was, not just the players. Okay.
Speaking on that
You
too,
know, he
as
was
far as
keeping
everybody,
score. Maybe he
we need to
doctored
get
it.
something
Okay,
else out there too.
but from the same
You
thing,
know?
from a comfort zone, looking over and seeing him and seeing familiar faces made you feel like you was there to win.
And that's
I really meant that.
I was gonna comment on that. Everyone in the LCA should feel like that. If you just come to see the game, and if you somehow are not participating in that particular event, because who knows what comes up after this? You know, you already had the Q. You know, you got the Steelers game, second annual. You know, the annual LCA Steelers game that I'm aware of. I know it's been one or a few before that, but as a big outcome, you know, LCA people, participants, period. You should be happy we got something like this going on. And if you come, like Bowser said, you still should feel as though you're a part of it because you play for the league that you wear the shirts for, namesake, all that.
You know, you
Yeah,
got
so
you got
I'm
players.
proud
You
of
know, Tim did his part to get into that game. I did mine. All
make the
three
game
of us
happen.
did something to get
To make
into
the
the
game
game
happen.
at the Q. You know, look at last year's Steelers game. You know, speaking of, you know, Marcus keeping stats. I believe
Rob Brest,
Brest was there and was
Brian
Reed.
Brian Reed.
Danny
Right,
Cook showed up.
We had Danny Cook show up to help us out.
Templeton,
You
my
know,
God.
just
Jason Anderson.
just
Jason
came.
Anderson, right.
Exactly.
Very good.
Got-
And these
just
are guys
anybody that wanted
yes.
to show up to
Yep.
help out were allowed to come in and do something with this. So guys sitting back at home saying, "Why wasn't I invited? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't you offer? Why
And
didn't
we
you
had
put
hey,
your
listen,
effort
listen.
forth to help?"
Just-
And to have LCAA refs, we had
John
Champ,
Wolf
we had
and
John Wolf, and we
Lawrence
had
Culver.
Lawrence
Lawrence
Culver.
Culver.
Okay, although they called it pretty fair game, they missed a couple calls, which refs do miss. They missed a couple like major calls, but for the most part, they didn't play it. They did not lean towards their league. They played a fair game, that's what you want. So I got to commend them for the game they called. You know, if they missed a couple of calls, it's because they missed it. It's not because they was trying to tilt in anybody's favor. I mean, I thought they called a decent call.
They called
I
a good
did the
game.
decent game. It really was.
As a whole, it was. It
Not
was a
bad.
good. It was a good thing.
Now, when you say about people getting involved, which I've gotten 32 guys have called and inquired about a 12-man roster spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell all 32 guys the same way. And again, guys, just so I'm not making this up, ask these guys what I require for you to get on the game.
Here's what it requires: participation, most of all. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I only
Sponsorship.
got stupid. I only
We're
got
not gonna
stupid
call
grade
them
tonight,
out.
but you know.
The problem with that is you got 32 guys asking you now that have
Right.
never been involved in the past. Okay,
Right.
it's hard for you to jump on board and just expect to get right into things. Okay, part of the main thing to do would be to address guys like Tim, myself, Marcus. You know, outside of Dave himself, who are helping out with everything we can do. You know, I mean, Marcus will do stats all the time, helps Dave out, no problem. You know, I mean, that's me and Tim. We put in our part, doing whatever we can to make things go forward. It's just not a one-game situation. What can you do for that one game? You know, you need to plan ahead for this starting right now for everything that happens in the future.
Exactly.
Don't ask what you need to do. Just start helping.
Yeah.
And then the asking part comes easier. You may be asked to
The
join.
12-man roster.
12-man roster.
And when you think of this, guys out there like watching this show right now, like with 4 guys right here that are probably sure-ins. I might be getting ahead of myself. They're probably sure-ins for the game because everybody here puts in enough to the league and pours their heart into this league, okay? Think about it. There's like 8 spots left, all right? Okay, whether we all play or are part of the faculty, okay, we're going to be there. Okay, do you want to be there? Think about it. If you want to be there, sell tickets, find sponsors, do whatever you can to be there. Okay? I was there last year, and I had the time of my life. I'm going to be there again this year in some way, some form. I'm going to be there.
Ask not what
What the LCAA can do for you, but what for you can do for the LCAA.
We went over that last week, but we don't know.
You
that.
want to be at the game? Look, hey, what time is it right now?
I mean,
Get a time up for me.
11.
It's
there's 4 of us here,
11
and-
after 11
hey,
at
and
night.
us 4 are probably
well
going to play,
past this
so
old man's
pity you
usual
guys.
bedtime. and we're here doing this for the LCAA.
There's nobody else
And
doing
that's
it.
how you
You.
get into this game.
We're doing it for you.
For you, absolutely.